brother sent me an email. They said, Pastor, I love your church. I've been coming about a year and a half. He says, but I need to ask you a question. What's your view of homosexuality? And my view is the view of the Bible's view. That it is a sin. It is a sin. It's not a grade level 3 sin. It's a sin. What's your view of fornication? It's a sin. Not a grade level 1 sin. In the sight of God, they're all sin. Now, I know I'm going to get inundated with emails, but that's just what I believe. I'm not homophobic. I'm not hating. I'm no better than the homosexual. Help me here, somebody. I'm no less than a homosexual. The same blood that saved me got to save all the rest of us. But I do believe that the church practices a homophobia and a hierarchy of sins where stuff that's not socially tolerable we diss and put down. But in the eyesight of God, the fornicator ain't no better than the homosexual. The same blood has, y'all not going to help me around this house. The same blood has to save all. He still accepts pre-existing condition. Well, Reb, I was born this way. He still accepts pre-existing condition. Well, I was born like this. Well, it's time to be born again. He still accepts pre-existing. I like my health care reformer. He doesn't practice gender discrimination. He accepts pre-existing conditions. Can I tell you why I like my health reformer? Thirdly, not only does he not discriminate against gender, he does not practice gender discrimination. He accepts pre-existing conditions. But thirdly, he's not concerned about previous malpractice cases. I said he's not concerned about previous malpractice cases. The healthcare community says that anybody who's ever been in court with an attorney or with an attorney against a physician, that maybe that person is a risk because they are litigious individuals, that they seek to find doctors who have not performed care properly. They're looking for a suit. And perhaps if that person has been involved in litigation against a healthcare professional, that maybe we ought not allow them to be covered. If they've had previous experiences with doctors that were negative, and they've expressed that in legal form in a litigious nature. Anybody with negative experiences, with doctors, they are more likely to file malpractice cases. But can I tell you what I like about Jesus? He meets a woman who had a pre-existing condition. Her menstrual cycle was on for 12 years without one break, pause, period, or furlough. But Jesus was not the first medical professional that she sought. It's right there in the text. I'm not making none of this up. The Bible says here in verse number 25 that she had suffered many things of many physicians. The Message Bible says she had been treated badly by doctors. She had gone to doctor after doctor after doctor, and her situation had grown progressively worse. The King James said nothing bettered. It grew worse. Jesus, in his omniscience, looks at her and knows about her previous malpractice tendencies and perhaps proclivities. And he could make a decision of whether to deal with her based on her previous history that was negative with physicians. He could have said, she might try to sue me. Somebody help me free. But isn't it wonderful that we serve a God who is not concerned about what you've experienced in your past in order for him to deal with you? Won't he meet you right where you are? And if you've had a bad experience, there's a female in here right now that you are having difficulty in accepting a new relationship because you've had some malpractice relationships. But let me tell you, don't you let the dogs of your past keep you from getting your king of tomorrow. I know your first girlfriend left you and married Junebug, but don't treat all women like they are lower and less than quality. Brother, say to God, God, maybe you had a reason for allowing me to go through these bad experiences, but I would not allow my malpractice divorce, malpractice breakup